All right, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back. And today it's an absolute honor to sit down with the legend himself, Mr. Horst Saiger. What is up? Welcome to the podcast, my friend.
There is no legend. It's just me.
Well, welcome to the podcast, my friend. We have a lot to talk about. As we spoke briefly before we started, I'd like to get your journey out, your story, right? Where did it all begin for you on two wheels, Horst? And how did you end up to where you are today?
Yeah, yeah. It began some years ago, and now it's end. No. I don't know. It was always in my head to go on two wheels, but in my family, my father was a butcher, my mother was just selling meat and things, and they were working from 5 a.m. till late night, and there was nothing. There was just a normal family, but I grew up in Zeltweg. This is just near the Österreich Ring, was it called? Now it's called the Red Bull Ring. And of course, we went there, but just to collect the empty bottles after the races and bring them back to the shops to get some money. This was the main thing, the connection to racing. And I can tell you that it was not a easy childhood for me. I don't know. Everybody was working, and when I was 13, my father died of cancer, and when I was 15, my brother died in a car crash, and he was everything for me. And so I kind of broke down and completely, and I quit school and I went working just to make some money to have don't know, more beer and wine on the weekend to forget about all this stuff. And I don't know, but it was always in my mind. Even when I was a little boy, I don't know, my first scooter, I bought it from an old guy, and no, I was about, I don't know, 10 years older or something, and we went with this one, I know that I crashed one time on the grass, and the exhaust burned my whole leg, and I was going down on my going back on my bicycle to my home with some, yeah, it was it was a lot of painful things to remember when I was a kid. I can remember one of the things. We were daily on our bicycles and going through the forest and everywhere, and I can only remember that I had like a bloody knees every day bloody knees. And I thought to myself, is this normal? This is just one thing that I can remember from my really early days. And then there was no racing or anything. I was just, don't know. I was a lot into drinking from 15 to, don't know, to 22, because of my problems with my brother and my dad. I couldn't get over it. And then my friends, I bought a motorcycle when I was 18. I had one before. I convinced my mother when I was 15 that I need a motorcycle because the scooter was not fast enough to go home in the lunch break. So she could cook for me, and she loved to cook for me. So I bought a 175 Buch. So I went every day home. Was nothing was legal. And then uh, I can I don't know. I don't know if I should tell it or not. I was I was always flat out because life was not so interesting for me. Actually, it was just when I had some money in the pocket, I stopped at the railways. Otherwise, I just went through full throttle. And then when I was 22, my friends, they uh, they made uh, they made me going on a newcomers race. There I had a Yamaha FZR 1000, and this moment when these light signals changed and the race was on, this changed my life. From that moment on, I was racing was all for me.
I
It
love
I
that.
was not, yeah, all problems were gone. So actually, to make it short, racing changed or saved my life. Racing saved my life. It was. it was crazy. It was not, maybe I overdid it now a little bit with the drinking thing. So I wasn't drinking through the week or something, but just on the weekend we were every time out and drinking heavy, and all week we were working, and then I just swapped it from going to the pub, going to the racetracks. And I I needed to work even more because racing was much more expensive than drinking.
That's a fact, Horst. Absolutely.
It's so it started really late for me with 22. I don't know, 24. I was first time in like a national championship, and I made a start at the European Championship, and the first time, and I made it in the first row on the grid, uh, but I forgot to change from first and second gear. This so I ended up, don't know, in after first corner I was 27th, and I came back to seventh. But otherwise, I would have been on the podium for sure because there was just one guy left from the first row. The other crashed out. But sometimes you think if one race at the start, uh, when everything would have went perfect, everything would have changed. But at the end, you always think about, wow, if if I would have been on the podium, other guys would have they saw me, and I would have got some sponsoring and things and better teams and better bikes. I could have made more and more and more. But at the end, the everything what counts is the things you went through. It's not the podiums, it's not the lists with the lap times or anything. No, it's different things. It's completely other things. I think all everything that happened, or what we made out of it, without any money, without anything, that is what is still in my mind, and what I have to smile so many times. And when I see now all the young guys, when the whole family goes to Spain, and we need a mental coach, for a 12-year-old boy, and everything what counts is the list and the list and the list and the lap times. No, it's the wrong way to spend your life. It's just everybody now. I don't know. The parents think everybody needs to become world champion. It's not. That's not. That's not what counts. That's not what counts. Yeah.
Yeah. The sport's changed for sure when
Yeah.
it comes to that, right?
Yes. A lot of people think only about numbers and positions, not not what really matters in life.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
100%. It's all about the journey, not the destination, right? It's yeah, I'm
Yeah,
a
the
big
journey. It is the journey. Yeah, and if the journey is just it, everybody puts the guys now in on a street that is like this, and wants to be straight, and there is no left, right, going off the course, coming back on again. Everybody is into the guards. Yeah, this is just, but that's not. The best times on motorbike. What I remember was when I was just with my, don't know, almost naked, going in 35 degrees down in Croatia on the road to buy some beer, and on the speedometer it was 180 in the down, because the rear wheel was spinning so much on this, and the police guys are staying on the side and clapping their hands. Yeah, this was good times. That was good times. Nothing left from them. But don't think about this. We are glad we still have racing. We still have motorbikes, and yeah,
yeah,
we need to think
absolutely.
about the. I just brought a bad mood now to the whole podcast in the first 5 minutes. I'm sorry for that.
Oh, dude, you're good,
Cheers.
bro.
Actually, I'm a guy I'm always smiling normally.
Every time
I'm
I see you
sorry
on
for that.
TV, you're always smiling for sure, right? Yeah, it's li-
I'm sorry for that, but that's the story behind me. How everything started. There was no racing family. It was always in my head. It was always in my head, and I couldn't hold it back.
and once you got that bike, it was over. And by you riding as a 12-year-old kid through the streets, you were practicing for the TT. You just didn't realize it.
No, I, I need to tell you that these guys who doing DD and these things, before I was there, before I went into road racing, for me, this was just, I thought, wow, every year, one or two people are dead. And I thought, why? Why they are doing this? I asked John McGuinness because we were together in the World Endurance Racing, he with the Honda DG Legends team. I said, why do you not quit this? This is stupid. I thought this is only people doing who are not good enough for racetracks and they want to show off, wow, wow, wow. But it's exactly the opposite. And actually, John, he made the entry for me on the Northwest 200. So he brought me into this in these big road racing things. I just I was I was just I was in the back of my van and with some glue and things, mats to put this on, and the telephone rings, and there was a guy from Ireland and Mervyn White, and he couldn't understand the word. There was not one English word in it. It's this Irish. I couldn't understand anything, and they said, yeah, yeah, yeah. And actually, it was the boss of the Northwest 200, and he told me that John McGuinness said he needs to invite me. And so I didn't understand the word. 2 weeks later, I got the letter with my entry form all filled out and my tickets to get into paddock and everything. So I went to the Northwest 200. Yeah.
I love it, man. Thank you, John McGuinness. Thank you. Right? Yes, absolutely. Showing up to the TT, your first time out there on the track, what was your experience like?
Yeah, 2013, and then it was again behind John when we went out to the newcomers lab. There was just one guy. He was squeezing in between me and John, and I just it is so super fast. I watched the onboard videos for months, and when I watched it, I tried to close my eyes and and to go through the corners with closed eyes, and I could just do one corner or maybe two, and then I didn't know what comes next. And I thought I will never learn this. This is, I don't know, 260 corners on 60 kilometers. So I thought I will never remember. But then on the bike, I knew exactly what corner is coming next, because you go just from one corner to the next corner to the next corner. And so I could remember every corner. But the problem there is not like a racetrack that when you know the corner, you know how to go, because there if you one corner you can break into the corner, next corner you cannot break into the corner. You need to go with gas in the corner because it's so bumpy, and when you off the gas, you lost the front if it's so bumpy. So you need to go with gas in the corner. If you go from the completely outside, maybe you have a bump and you lose the front, or you lose something for 1 second. You cannot turn in, and 1 second, most of the time you're over 250, and 1 second is 50 meters. You're 50 meters too late. And next time you go with gas over the bump, and the bump is no problem. And then you go half a meter on the other side, more on the right or something, and everything changed completely. It is so difficult, and this, I think it's 99% of the corners you cannot see the apex. You don't know. You cannot see where you go out of the corner. So it's really difficult to have the right speed going into the corner and going out of the corner, and to know where to open the gas, where to close the gas, where you can go on the brake, where you can't go on the brake, where you need to stay in the footrest. You need to stand up in the footrest to bring the weight down. Otherwise, the bike is just snapping over. It's really difficult. Yeah, it's really difficult. It's not too easy.
It's beautiful. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life is the TT. It is absolutely magical. And like you said, the track is 37 and a half miles. It's a lot to learn, a lot to take in, right? But lining up on the grid, the gates, the hand on the shoulder, what goes through your mind at that time when the hand's on your shoulder before you take off down Bray Hill,
This,
which is absolutely legend of a.
when you go there, it doesn't matter if it's practice or if it's race. Maybe a little bit more on the race. I'm so nervous. I need the last 3 or 4 hours before I'm up there on the start line. I run to the toilet, I don't know, 20 times and but when you are there and you're alone on the bike and you're rolling to the start, there's everything is gone. It's just you and the track. You just think about the next point. Think about the next gear shift. You think about the next time leaning over the bike and just pin the throttle and just think about going down Bray Hill. And if you go down Bray Hill, you already know, because if the bike is good or not, because it depends so much on the setup of the suspension. And going down Bray Hill, you can feel already if the bike is stable, if it's good, or if it's like shaking like this, and then this is going to be a hell of a race. It's so hard of work. And the wind is also a problem. If you have a lot of wind, it's over the mountain where you have the problem, and down Bray Hill, because you're going down and just where you have no houses on the side, whoop, the wind hits you, whoop, and then there is more, because nobody knows. If you're on board, you don't see it, but the road is in the middle, is much higher. It goes down on the left and on the right side. So if you go in the corner and you are on the outside of the middle line, you want to go up, you need to go up with the bike, and then you have like a banking. When you're over the middle of the line, you have like a banking that holds you into the corner. So most of the time, it's really hard to change from one side to the other side. It's better to go from the middle in the corner, from the middle on the other side. It's much easier. And as a lot. The next thing is, if you're over 250, 260 or something, it's so hard to bring the bike from one side to the other side. This is just, the bike just wants to go straight. It's okay to bring it on one corner, but from one side to the other side and then back again and back again. This is so hard. You need all the power you have in your body. You can, on the handlebars, everything you have. Yeah. Like bull riding, bull riding. Yeah. It would be much better if wheels and tires would be not so heavy.
Right. Yeah. It's exactly. I couldn't imagine. I've watched thousands of onboard videos, thousands of TT races, and I watch you guys on the onboard and I can't even keep up. I'm like, I know where you are, but I'm like, I don't see how they do it, because everything just happens so fast. And plus, at the TT, it's a street circuit, so it's not like a normal closed circuit where you have braking markers and turning.
You cannot see and you cannot imagine how bumpy this road is. It's so bumpy. It's really, really bad. On some places, really bad. You just close the throttle and you put the finger on the brake, and through bumps hit the front fork, and it goes completely down on block. On just on the wrong moment with one finger on the brake, it's too much, and then the front wheel begins to snap. Whip, 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 whip. And it jumps out, and this time you're off the gas, you get in more problems. If you're on the gas, the whole bike lifts out of the suspension, and if it's completely out, it's much easier for all these small bumps. And then you can, John told me, don't be too scared, but if you go faster, it's getting easier. And he was right, but he couldn't understand how to do it, because you think every minute, you think the bike throws you up through the air, and you land somewhere. If you're really lucky, you land on a sheep.
If you're lucky, you land on a sheep. That's a fact too. It's
that will be the best thing what could happen for you.
Right. I got a buddy of mine, Chris Tola, has a comment. He actually he was there at the TT helping Davey out. I forget Davey's last name. He actually passed away. man, I wish I remembered his name. He says Horse is a legend, and I pitted next to him at the TT back in 2016. A true gentleman, and I enjoyed always chatting with him in the paddock. All the best, my brother.
I send you I send you my thank you with Babel. No, thank you very much.
I got another buddy of mine, Israel. He says, "You're the guy I saw in Port Aaron. I was drinking." He wants to know if you remember him.
He was drinking.
Yeah, at Port
I
Aaron.
can remember him. I never saw a guy before drinking, but I remember him.
I love it. Oh man,
Aaron drinking.
he wants to. He also has a question. Have you ever done the Southern 100?
No, never. I had to look at the circuit. The problem is, I need to bring my bikes. I had always my own bikes, all my own stuff, and they have to bring everything over. So the way is really, it's a long way, 2 times ferry and driving for thousands of kilometers. But but the thing what scared me more was the racetrack. I thought, wow, it looks much more dangerous to me than the DD course. And there is all the paddock is in the grass, and it's the chance of rain is over 50%. So to push the bike all through this mud all the time out there, and they're racing in a must start, and it's really complicated to have warm tires there from out of this mud, and it must start. And this circuit, wow, this was almost too much.
Look, this is my son. He always busts in during a podcast. What's up, buddy?
I'm not gonna put my clothes away right now. I'm gonna do Kayla's thing.
Okay, appreciate
what color is it?
Black and green.
Alright, I have to see if I have green, but I know I got black.
All right, thanks, bud. So we're friends with Kayla Yakov.
It's not gonna be too. It's not gonna be like the other one, where it's like a lot of parts. It's gonna be simple, like. It's just gonna be
like that one you made me right there.
Yeah, it's gonna be simple, like a normal one where.
So
only
my son makes Lego butterfly knives, Horst, and Kayla Yakov, the female American racer out here in America.
Yeah,
this is my real one.
He made her a butterfly knife, a Legos, and I gave it to her last year. And when I talked to her, she's like, "I need your boy to make me another butterfly knife." And I was like, "Okay, we see it, Bubba. That's his real little butterfly knife, but he usually makes them out of Legos." This is one he made me.
That's not out of Legos. That's out of
little
Connect.
technique part. Yeah, Connect part. So he makes these little butterfly knives and gives them out.
Here, I have a lot of things.
But yeah, it's but the Northwest 200 you've done.
Yeah.
And that's a mass start too.
Yes, but it's different. It's this is the race that John told me. This one is not dangerous at all. You just go straight, and when you miss the breaking point, you just go straight on. You carry on the road goes straight, and if you make it, you turn left. It's no problem. And so I went there, and I really enjoyed it there. It was always good. Also in the rain, no problem. Good grip over all these, 20 different surfaces, and all these white lines and everything, and you think, wow, it must be very slippery, but it was not. It was really good grip. It was just in the last 2 years there was not so good grip over Black Hill, but it was dangerous actually. but before it was really good, and it's strange, I go there, and third year there I broke the lap record by 2.3 seconds. And actually this was the year my engines were completely standard, because I gave it to the guy who's doing my engines, and after 2 months when I want to pick them up, they were exactly there, like I put them there, because he had no time to do them. And they broke the lap record. And the year after this I had about 10 horsepower more. Everything was perfect. Also, testing went perfect on the racetrack. It was much faster. New bikes, new engines, everything. And they was much slower. I don't know why. I have no idea why. I think it's the only the only thing what I did wrong all the years with the road racing was that I had all the electronics running. It was just at the end that I thought, why on the classic TT, same riders, I'm always top 3, and on the normal TT, I'm between, don't know, 10 and 15, and I have no chance. Then I thought, wow, the British guys, they have much better engines and everything. And when I went there with my R1 on the dyno in England, he told me, wow, that's the best engine he ever had from the R1 stock. I said, no, can't be. Look at this. I'm almost 30K down on the straight. And then and he said immediately, do you have your electronics on? I say, yes. He said, you can't do this. You can't do this. Yeah. And then I thought, oh my God, yes. And this was in the last year before COVID came. I turned everything off and I went there for testing, and actually everything went much, much better because the setup of the bike suspension was so much easier to do because you could feel much more. You feel if you have more grip or not, because the electronics don't kick in. I was going much faster on some racetrack when I was testing. I really looked forward to go back to the DD when I finally, yeah, but it didn't happen because the Chinese, they made this virus.
Yeah, that was a crazy time period in everybody's life, that whole COVID fiasco, for sure. I was hoping that racing was going to continue, and it did. It was different for sure, but glad we still got to go out there and race, and we got to watch it, right?
But this is one of the main things. Actually, it saved my life. First time Northwest 200 going down the long straight. It is with 300 plus. It's not a straight. It's you're going left, right, and there's a crossroad, and it's just like a little bump. But I did never motocross or something, so I was sitting on the bike, first flying lap alone, sitting on my bike, and they went over this crossroad with over 300, and the front tire, it just snapped there like this, boop, and the electronics brought it down again. This was first year with wheelie control. First year. And without this electronics, I would have been dead. For sure. Yeah. So I thought, wow. I never switched it off afterwards. Just with the ZXR 750 Kawasaki, there were no electronics. But yeah, actually, when I know the circuit and I know how to do, because next lap, you just need to bring your weight on the footrests, and the bike goes straight over it. No problem at all. Sitting on the back seat, so you have the weight on the bike here, and the front wheel goes high. You pull it down here, and it goes like this. And if you stay on the footrest, you have the weight down here, and the bike goes whoop. Yep. So I didn't know that. I did not know that, and yeah, it would have killed me first flying up. So I was so many times so lucky in my life, you can't believe.
Yeah, and when you started racing, though, there wasn't massive electronics like there is today.
No electronics.
Yeah. So as your racing progressed throughout your career, was it difficult for you to adapt to all the electronics that they started implementing on the bikes?
Yeah, just to go harder on the gas. But I made it through from start of electronics to the end of electronics. It's getting more and more complicated. But like I said, to make a setup for the bike, it's much easier without electronics. And if you have a good bike with good suspension, I think there is this. The bike is safe because you need to how to slide the bike. You feel exactly where the limit is. You go a little bit over the limits. You're sliding. It's sometimes it's much more dangerous with all the electronics. Like in Macau, I go in and they open the throttle really hard, and I go harder and harder, and it goes better and better and better. But one time it did not. Just one time I go, and then big crash. Would not wouldn't have happened with no electronics, because you go in, you open, you slide out of the corner. The electronics are good when they work. It's like to come back to John McGuinness' big crash. and the Honda went itself on the gas, middle in the corner. He threw up the electronics. Thought, no, not good. The other way, whoop, and gone. Yeah, it's not.
What was, learning the electronics, that the biggest thing to me would be, wrapping your mind around just doing this and let the electronics sort itself out. Was that difficult for you to learn?
No, actually, because I started first electronics were not so good. So in qualifying, we just switched it off because we were 2 or 3 times faster without electronics, and then switched it. But nobody told the other rider, like in endurance, nobody told the other riders, the teammates, that I switched it off and switched it on again when I came back to the pit box. The next one did the same, because it took some years till you tell somebody, and he said, I did the same.
I love it.
Just everybody wants to be the fastest in the team, and it's but yeah, 1 year later electronics became better, and you were not slower. Actually, you were a little bit safer, and you have it was easier to ride, all these bumps and things. You don't have to go off the throttle, you just go full over it, bob, bob. But yeah, it's not making you faster. It was just more relaxing to ride. This
Yeah.
was the only thing.
Made it easier for you. Yeah.
Yeah, on the 24-hour race, this
for sure.
you really like it. You really like also a quick shifter and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely want to talk about, endurance racing. I'm a huge fan of endurance racing. It's a different preparation going into, obviously, endurance racing is than the Northwest or the TT or the Macau or the Mannix GP, right? Endurance race, obviously, for those that don't know, it's 24 hours, 12 hours, 8 hours, depending on what it is. Racing at night too, as well. Training going into a 24-hour race. What type of training and mental preparation do you do to go into a 24-hour race?
Yeah, it's I was on the endurance racing. The first team I was in was the team Yamaha Austria racing team, but I founded it together with my friend Mandy Heinz. So we built the team up the first years, and then it's hard to say how we did it. We did it out of nothing. It was just Mandy crashed the bikes all the time. After first year, after 3 races for preparation, nothing was left, so we couldn't do the big race. So he went to the bank, made a big loan on his house, and that's how we kept on going. And how to say this? We had so much work. There was not 1 second in how to prepare as a rider for the race. I was happy when we had all the bikes together, when you have all the parts together, that we can even start to get the money together for tires, for everything. Is everything right? Don't know, clutch brakes and everything. Our first endurance race, I did double stints because Mandy had the problem that he always lost the front because he was a Dunlop rider and we were on Metzeler's. And so you could not break into the corner. You lose it immediately. And with his style with the Dunlops, he always was going into the corner. So I did double stints, and we had to change the brake pads. And, 2 guys on the front changing brake pads. One is pulling the brake pads back. The other one had the brake pads already out, and the pistons fell out and all the brake fluid out. So on this World Endurance race, World Championship, I did double stints and I went out to have a cigarette. And I watched them doing, and they said, yeah, call me when you're done with the brakes. And then so cigarette off, helmet on, again, next stint. I can't believe this was the start. You can't believe that. And so many things happened, but we had so much work, and we did all ourselves. We were working day and night in his garage. It's Mendes garage, and so we had no time at all to think about mental preparation and everything. The main thing was to get sober to the race, and and to have everything in place that we can even start. It was all friends of mine who helped. Nobody. There was no money, no money. And we had a guy, Mirko. Actually, he gave us some race fairings and this stuff, but he was also a racer, and so he was also in our team for racing, and he was also the cook. But this guy's from Slovenia is a really good cook, was really tasteful, but he never did the dishes. So the thing got smaller and smaller and smaller because all the old food inside. Wow, you can't believe it. Some crazy stories. Yeah, but it was like 4 or 5 guys doing everything themselves. This was our world championship team. How we started, and now they became. Don't know. They were the third time world champion, and this is a factory team now. It's so crazy, when we went first time to Suzuka to the 8-hour race. So the guys all the engineers who made the R1, they were there, and really funny guys. This is they said, the guys need something to drink. Go and get them something to drink. And they said, this guy he's can we send him out if we need something? He said, yeah, because this guy, he only developed the suspension for the R1. He's not so important. We are doing the engine. We are the important ones. Really, really funny people, good people. And yeah, crazy times, This is just, there's 5 engineers. And these 5 engineers, they made the first R1, and they were with us. So crazy times, And when I went to World Superbike, I know exactly. I put the bike out of the truck, and the last 300 kilometers I went with the race bike on the highway to learn how to shift backwards. Yeah, and I was going on the back wheelie all the time, 200, 250 on the highway, and shifting gears, because at home when I tried, it was all right, but when I had the wheelie out, and then I always shifted it the wrong way, and then so this how I learned on the highway. Then we changed the fairing, going out to race, and the guy from Yamaha, Japan, he came, and this was the first time you could on the racing ECU, you could change fuel injection on your dashboard, and he put in plus 20% and minus 20%. And he asked me, do you feel something? It is, I said, no, I don't feel anything. It's always the same. He said, perfect. because then nobody could make that it isn't running well. So I don't know. Normally, if you put in plus 20%, the bike would not run proper, or minus 20%. So it was all a little bit of a show, and so I started in World Superbike. No, there was nothing, no suspension guy, no nothing. I just did something, and yeah, lucky race. I became 9th. The World Superbike race with the bike. I drove the last 300 kilometers down the highway.
That's awesome.
But these times are gone. Yeah.
That's awesome. And then, I want to speak about the Macau too, because it's such a unique racetrack too as well. You got the Armco barriers basically around the whole circuit. So, what was your experience like the first time at the Macau, and what decision went behind saying, "Hey, I want to go do the Macau"?
Yeah, this was Mandy Heinz and I, like I said, building the art team, and we always looked for going somewhere. We want to see something from the world. So when we did the wild card for World Superbike. We did the wildcard not at home, at our home circuit where we know the circuit and we would be fast. No, we made it in Laguna Seca because we wanted to go to Laguna Seca for once in our lifetime. And so the same thing was with Macau. 2004 with Fiat, we put in the entry in Macau. Yeah, and that we were. This was a week of party, and it's crazy. This race track is so crazy. I always came a little bit off, and there's not 1 millimeter left. You just touch the wall or you touch the barriers, and every time my footrest bent it to the rear, I went in. And it took us half an hour because it was so complicated. Our self-made footrests was such shit. So Mandy and I was working on the bike till, and I think there was a 1 hour practice and then the 45 minutes qualifying one. Maybe I did, don't know, 4 laps or something because we always had to fix the bike. And then last qualifying, I did more laps. And Macau is so difficult. There's not one corner you can see, and and also it's always yellow black. You don't know, you can't see where to lean in. I have no braking points, nothing. It's really so difficult to go around this corner where you see nothing, just walls and everything. And I always try to go harder, more braking, hard braking. Hard on the gas, like you on a normal circuit. If you want to go half a second faster, you have to put everything in, or only if you want to go 3/10 of a second faster, you need to go so hard. And there I tried harder. It took me a lot of years to find out that it's the wrong way. I don't know. Then I was in 2004, our first race there. And my friend Erwin Wilding had a big crash in the very first corner, and he was like in the coma, I don't know, for 6 months or something. And he's still not really recovered. Really, was tough life after that for him. And so I didn't go back till 2007, and then from 2007 I went every year back because I loved it. Between these big casino hotels, the sound of your engine, whoop, it's like an echo. Whoop, you hear yourself going down on the back wheel first time you go out. It's so cool, and I don't know why. It is something. I think DD, but my favorite race was always Macau. I don't know why. It's so cool to go through the city with this speed, and it's really, really cool. Yeah, but it took me some years. Then when I went out together with Michael Rudder first on the first practice session, and till then I was, don't know, best position. Maybe it was, don't know, 10 or maybe 12th position. And I went out with Michael Dunlop. Not with Michael Dunlop, with Michael Rudder. And I went behind him. I thought, now I can see, because he was Mr. Macau. Six victories already. Now he has 8 victories or something. And I went behind him and I thought, when are you going on the gas? When do you start to brake? He was just going, ooh, just this. No gas, no braking, no gas, no braking, just like this. And I went behind him. I came in back after the practice session, looked at the screen, Michael Rudder first and me 1/10 of a second behind him second. I couldn't believe it. It was just go, just never go hard. Just go. And same is for the DD. When you try to go hard on the gas, hard on the brakes, it's not working. You need to go smooth. Carry the speed through the corners. And it feels so slow. If you go hard, you go to the corner, and out of the corner, it feels so fast, but maybe you're 2 seconds slower. It's crazy. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's the Macau's an awesome race to race. I mean, awesome race to watch too. And like you said, you come around the Armco's and your shoulders are scraping the Armco barriers. That's just insane, right? But it happens at the T2 too as well.
Yeah, you know, I quit racing after my big crash in 2020. But last year I went back to the classic TT. I couldn't stay away. Just the feeling going down Bray Hill, and it's not like you can just go there. You need to have six races of preparation to have your stamps to get the license, the mountain license, and everything. And I started really. Don't know. I did nearly 125 miles per hour on this classic thing, and I started with 111 miles. I couldn't remember anything. I thought everything is in my head. I can go, I can go for sure 120 without any problems. But you start and then you realize, wow, so many things, so many feelings, all these small details from these 250, 260 corners, thousands of bumps and things. You have to remember everything. Otherwise, you can't do it. So second practice session, 116 miles per hour, but out of control, missed the corner. Wow, really dangerous. Third practice session, 190 miles per hour, and I had all the corners right. I thought, wow, now I can go much faster. And then I went out, and I have a friend, Julian Trummer. He's actually the fastest, not English guy now on the mountain circuit or something. And then he said, wow, Horst, if you keep on doing like this in the race, you will be faster than me. And I thought, no. And but I thought next practice session I'll be faster. I went out, and then I didn't realize, but I pulled off both of my D-offs at once. And then I went down. I wanted to do a really fast lap. And I go there, and I had a big bugs on the left side, big flies on the left side. So I want to clear the visor again, the second tee off, but there was none on it anymore. And normally you just go a little bit slower because I couldn't see on the left eye. And I thought, it's all right. I can see with my right eye, but it was not the same. It was, it was not flowing anymore. It was like straight and tuck, not like going nice and smooth. But I thought, no, I need to go now. And then I hit like the banking on the left side, fourth gear, flat out, and I broke my hand here, and the handlebar went backwards to the frame, so I lost it. I did not crash. The bike went out to the other side, and on the banking, get straight up, and Kronkny body, I could stop. And I searched for the handlebar. It was not there anymore because it was back on the frame. So it was like one handlebar was like this and the other was like this. And then I couldn't believe I did not crash.
That's
but
crazy.
I knew exactly that something is broken inside because so when the car picked me up, I didn't take off my gloves because didn't want somebody to see it. 2 days later, we had another practice lap, but it was that swollen. And put on the gloves. I did one more lap, but I could not touch the clutch. So I tried all with the gas, changing gears. It was not that good. But another 2 days later, we would have had the first race, and then it was already a little bit better with the painkillers and so on. But at the end, they canceled the races because of the weather. And back home, I went to the hospital, to the doctor, not the hospital, to the doctor, and the X-ray showed it's broken here, yeah, and smashed a little bit backward. So this is about 10 mils back, and they told me, go to the hospital to have a surgery on it. They put everything in the right position. I said, no, it's all right. It doesn't matter if it's 10 millimeter more backwards or not. It does not hurt. I can move everything. why should I do it? Yeah, but you need to. You look, this side is like this and this like this. I said, doesn't matter. Nobody will look after it. Nobody. They couldn't understand. I said, it's all right. We leave it like this because I had so many surgeries in my life for nothing because just some doctors want to make more money.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's insane. You're right about that. 110%.
Yeah.
It's insane. My buddy William wants to know, does Datzer give you any shit?
And that, what, what did he mean with shit?
I don't know. Does he give you a hard time?
No.
No.
We were not racing against each other. I think I was racing and he started after I retired, more or less. But
Yeah.
he is really quick, and he's a good guy. And yeah, um, uh, we always in contact because he always, when like him and Drummer, when they go to the DT, and I organize these fan trips. I have about nearly 300 people on the DT, and so I ask them to jump in the coach and then do like a DT lap to the commentary and then things for the people, or in lunch break they come. I invite them to come to the lunch break and tell a little bit to the people how they're going and so on. And so I collect a little bit of money for them as well. And yeah, no, we are friends, good friends. Yeah, not no problems. And there's the next thing that people don't know is if you're DT rider, this is not rider against rider. This is rider and not against the DT course, with the DT course. How good can you handle it? This is the most important thing. So nobody's looking about, wow, who is faster? Why is he faster? Everybody looks at himself, and the guy who is the fastest talks on the same level to the guy who is the slowest, because you just the racetrack. This is not your enemy. You need to be needs to be your best friend. Yeah, because this racetrack is so much stronger than you. It kicks you out.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, the thing about I call it our beautiful circus, Horst, around the world, right? You meet the most amazing, beautiful people in the world in the race paddock. Everybody wants to, help each other out and see each other succeed. And it's rare in sports, right? You don't
Yeah.
see that in football or basketball or anything like that. It's really a team sport, but a lot of people see it as a solo sport because it's just you and the racetrack. And that's true on that small aspect of it, right? But it's the whole team that comes together that
Yes,
lets you,
right, right.
you know,
It's like if you have a band, everybody looks at the singer, but it's not the singer only. It's the rest of the band who makes the song as well.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the same. Yeah, without a good team, you have the best rider is nothing. And the next thing is it it needs to fit together. You can have the best rider and the best bike. If it doesn't fit together, it's not working. And you have like you think it's a shit bike, and you have a rider who is maybe not the best, but it fits together with this bike immediately. Boom! Wow, he's doing so good. It's just yeah. And sometimes you don't know. You know to go when you are really fast. Everything is easy. Everything is easy because you're just going fast. You feel good. You don't have to think about anything. The problem starts if you want to go fast and you are not fast and you don't know why, and you were much faster, and now everything is like I told you, everything is perfect, the bike is perfect, everything is perfect, and you are slower, and then you try to push more and more and more, and you go slower and slower and slower, or you can't get any faster, and you don't know why. No idea. No idea. This is crazy.
yeah, that's that would be a mental side of not understanding on why you're not going faster, right? You got to figure that out. It's
You
I caught up.
cannot figure it out. I tell you something on the World Endurance when we had this in the prime times, we had two qualifiers in every qualifying. We had two qualifying sessions, each qualifying session 30 minutes, and in each qualifying session we had two qualifier tires and one normal race tire. So we start with the race tire, then we put in first qualifying tire and then second qualifying tire. So I did the race tire in Albacete, I can remember exactly, and then I put in first qualifying tire, not much faster than with the race tire, and they came back in. I said, this makes no sense. Makes no sense. I cannot go faster. I did everything right. Everything was perfect. I don't know. I cannot go faster. And Hans-Peter Bolliger said, Horst, put in the second qualifier. I said, no, it's wasted money. It's completely wasted money. Take it, put it in. Come on, go. He put it in. I go out, go. And I was 2.5 seconds faster. 2.5 seconds is like if you jump, don't know, 2 meters weiter. It's crazy. I have no idea why. No idea. No idea. This is I don't know. I have
That's
no
great.
idea.
Yeah, that's absolutely insane. So, what's your plans for 2026? Are you going to do the classic TT again?
Yeah, I have it down in my garage, and I searched for some races where I can do my, that I need the race results to get the license. Yeah. Yeah, but I have a new girlfriend. She doesn't want me to race. I don't know.
So that might be a little bit of an issue there, right?
No, I don't know. 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 Her ex-boyfriend was also a racer, and now he said, "What? You're together with Horst?" He said, "Yeah." I said, you know, you made me stop racing. Now I'm wondering if you can do this with Horst as well. I think this was the moment when she asked me, "Oh, I don't want you to race, actually." I don't know.
I
Yeah,
love it.
it's now it's I don't know. I tell you something. Last year, first time back on the motorbike really, and I I always did for Yamaha Switzerland. I'm doing like a riding coach, or not riding coach, instructor, with hobby racers and so on. We are a lot of, it's really fantastic. You can go 4, 5, 6 times a year to different racetracks, and everything is well prepared, but it's not racing. And then going back on my bike and coming back to I have two small boys, one is 5, one is 8, and they came with me to this racetrack where I was with the Yamaha Riding Academy, and they were like, wow, wow. They were, wow, that's cool, that's cool. And so I went back last year there, and then I said, when I have to go back there and my boys are coming to see me, I need to be prepared, because if I go to this classic racing and they come to watch my race, they watch me racing, I need I I need to be prepared. I want to win, so that I be their hero. And then we went there, and yeah, everything was good. And then I said, when I need to prepare for this race, and I do all these races, I can as well do the classic TT. Going down Bray Hill is the best thing on earth. So that was the reason actually why I made this entry. And I tell you, when I went down Bray Hill and I came back to the paddock, and just to walk up there and going down Bray Hill, I was back to life. I was wow. It you, you cannot explain what that means to you. It's like you were not half the person. You were completely lost and nothing. That was also the feeling. You go in the paddock where you have been all your life racing, then you go back to the paddock like a, don't know, a tour guide or something. You're you're worthless, completely worthless to yourself. It's just, and then going back on the bike, going down Bray Hill. Wow, if you know why you're on Earth, you know why you're on Earth. It's crazy, because it's it might be one of the most stupid things you can do, but the feeling is just wow. It is. you feel so good. I felt like I'm alive again. And the rest before, when you stopped racing, you think now I have to wait till the end. There's nothing coming anymore. I just need to sit there and wait till it's over. But it's not life anymore. And then going down Bray Hill, wow, you are you know exactly why you were born. I tell you, it is crazy. It's so stupid, but it is, the feeling is like that. You feel like a real person again. Like everything makes sense.
No,
It's stupid, but
no,
yeah, I
it's
don't
not. It's
know.
beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. It's when you let me ask you this, Horse. When you decided to retire, how hard of a decision was that for you?
Yeah, I was anyway too old already, but for racing. But it went, every time it went a little bit better and better and better, and all the years before you were just searching, I need this exhaust, I need this, and I ended up with having 4 bikes, 3 spare bikes, and just to get all this stuff together, my head was exploding. I had such a big tent and such a big marquee and everything in, and just to get all the people, all the stickers, and everything on the right place, you go crazy. I put the helmet on the Northwest 200. I didn't know where I am. I just put the helmet on, sit on the bike, and then I think, okay, Northwest 200, we go there, and then it goes right, left, and then York corner left up. Okay, now we start. I know where I am. This was my preparation. It was just too much. You had no time to enjoy it. What you're doing the coolest thing on earth, and you don't have time to think about what you're doing, actually, to enjoy 1 second of it. And then at the end, when I was in the hospital, I thought, wow, all these times, and I couldn't really enjoy it. So at the end, it went better. And then, I, yeah, I had this big crash. So I was, half of my body is, everything is, everything stands out here. You see, my body is full of metal, all the things, and they put a hole in here and put a sensor in for the pressure of my brain and everything. And the doctor said, we don't know if he can walk again. What else is wrong with him? But actually, it was all good. But I could not really move good again. I could not get my leg over the bike. I was not really good. And it took me very long. I had to go back in the hospital because I had infection inside. So I had, I don't know, 5 operations on this side. I don't know, a lot of things. And then they put so much stuff in me. I thought I'm going to die really, really bad. And then I said, yeah, that's now that's it. Uh, Makes no sense. It's so hard to get back on the bike again. I have so much pain. I cannot really move. I leave it with this. But now, actually, when I do a little bit more sports and I don't eat all the shit and not all these sugar things and things, I feel so much better, because if there was no reason for me anymore to do any sports, or try to get not too fat. And then everything became bad when I stopped racing, actually. But yeah, everything went better now when I want to go back on the racetrack. Yeah, it's better. Just for
Life is
me, life
better.
is, yeah, life
Yep.
is better.
Life is
Life is
better.
better.
Yep.
It's not
100%.
about uh, all the years you're racing so much. You put so much effort in it. You think, oh, when I can stop, I just enjoy life. No, there's nothing to enjoy. That's why you do it all these years. Because if you want to enjoy life, you would have stopped before. This is not enjoying life. This is the life. The race is the life. It's not sitting at home, don't know, eating chocolate all day long, and getting more and more fat, and have pain when you're moving. This is not life. I rather have pain after a crash than than having too much food in my belly.
Yeah, it's just a question I wanted to ask because I know when racers decide to retire, how do you fill that void of speed at the track all those years, right? And then now, like you said, I'm sitting at home eating chocolate, getting fat. This is not life. I need to go back to the
No.
track. 100%.
Yeah. You just wow. It is, some. It is like someone switched the light off. If you, I would have all these guys, like John McGuinness. He cannot retire. No, it's not about money. It's not about anything. It's just it's passion. It's the passion. It's your life. You cannot retire. It's a lot of people, and this is especially for people who are doing road racing. It's impossible to retire, you know. And the only problem for me is the question is not if something happens. The question is when will something happen, and when something happens, is it going to be okay, or is it the end? You never know. But to quit racing because you think, maybe I have a bad crash, or I want to enjoy life now. No, this is enjoying life, doing the racing. This is it. And yeah, it's it's so difficult. You cannot explain. People needs to come to the DD. This is the one of the last places on earth where you sit on the side on the banking. You can touch the rider. He goes down 250, 260, 270, 280, and you can touch him. You feel the pressure of the air. You feel the heat of the engine. You feel the power of the engine, you know? Not if it's electric engine, but if it's a real engine with fire inside, you feel everything. Your hair raises up. It's just you. Everybody with a big smile. Doesn't matter if it's 2 years or 82 years old. Such a big smile, and you feel everything. You are part of it. You go down in the paddock. You don't need one of these cards, all this shikimiseki stuff. You don't need anything. You go inside. You talk to the riders, and everybody will talk completely normally to you, because these are all people. They are doing it not because of money, not because of looking cool or something. They just doing it because they love it. Nothing can bring you on the start line of the DD. Nothing. No money, nothing. When you think I'm going down there and maybe I'm not making it the way back, this is, you need to love it, and you can feel it in this paddock. All these riders, this is the place. I don't. This is the only place on earth where all these hundreds of people are because they love to do it. It's just they work the whole year that they can do it. Like people ask me all the time, "Hey, wow, how much money do you make on the TT race?" I say, I don't make money. I spend all my money that I can do it. Wow, but why are you doing it? Huh? I don't understand it, because I love it. Why? It's dangerous. It's this. They cannot understand it. They cannot understand it. But actually, it's like my father-in-law told me one time. He always said, "Live your dreams." And then I made a small speech out of it. It's what's your life worth if all your dreams die one day with you? And then so they think about, but you don't make money. It's crazy. Nobody of us would be on this planet if the parents would think about how much money can I make with a kid. No, you make it because you love it. It's part of your life. That's, yeah, you cannot switch it off.
I love it. TT's on my bucket list. I've been to Cadwell Park in 23 to go to BSB. But TT's on my bucket list. It is my number one place I want to go. So
it's the only place where you can almost be you can really be part of it, because you're so close, and you need to be there. Don't wait. I had the guy who brought me my very first letters, from X, Erwin Rocker. I talked to him for 35 years. come to the race, come to the race. Yeah, I need to work here, I need to work there. I cannot. Oh, my kid and this and that every year. Now he retired from work. Wow, this year, Horst, I come with you. So they gave him as a present TT, and he told me, I want to come with you to Macau. I said, yeah, okay, Erwin, come to Macau. We share the room. I share the room with you. Perfect, perfect. Don't know, 35 years we waited. And he was not 1 month retired, dead. Broke down, stroke, 5 days later, dead. Don't wait. There is no tomorrow or wait. If you want to do something, do it now. Do it now.
I love it.
Nobody
I love
knows.
it. You don't.
Yeah.
That is the absolute truth on that. Nobody knows. So when I do come out to the TT, I will definitely see you there, my friend, and I cannot wait. 110%. I have another question for you. You being a father like me, do you have aspirations of your 2 boys being on motorcycles too as well? Or
I have 3 boys. The first one is 34 years old. And the other one is, like I said, is 5 and 8 years. I just brought them to bed, because after I stopped racing, my wife left me as well and said, "Oh, you're not the guy I know." Yeah, but that was difficult time. But I tell you something. The first one, I bought him a Yamaha BW50. He was 4 years old, and I think because he had one, it was not so interesting for him anymore. After 1 or 2 months, he saw it. So he went some races, and I went with him to race. But he's not interested. He loves to have a beer and the steak and to watch the others racing and be funny. But he's not. And I'm happy for him. He was playing music, and so he was much into music, and I'm happy for him. And the other 2 guys, the small ones, they do whatever they do. I will never push them to do some racing or something. If he's doing football, it doesn't matter for me. Something he just needs to be interested in something and do something, and they need to be outside, because otherwise they think all the life is on the TV screen, and it's not. It's not. But on the other side, we're doing a lot of Mario Kart racing on this TV screen. Stupid, but it's part of it. Yeah. No, I will never push them in any direction. They need to find out themselves what they want to do. And I'm happy. My friend of mine, his kid started to do motocross now, and so he's every weekend on a racetrack. Every weekend. That's not. Wow, that would be too much. I couldn't do it.
Right. Yeah, it's like me, when I had my son, I was like, yes, he's going to be a MotoGP world champ and all this. He's had 3 motorcycles. He's 13 years old. He's got a brand new one. I bought him last year for Christmas. He's ridden it 4 times. Right. So I don't push him. I'm like, hey, do whatever you want to do. I stand behind you. Right. So it's, you got to let kids figure out what they want to do, and you're right on that. TV, the PlayStation, the Xbox, all that stuff. I bought 2 electric scooters, just so me and my son could go outside and just rip around the neighborhood and have fun on electric scooters, just to be outside. We go down to the creek all the time and swim, and I like a lot of ice baths. I'm trying to get him into them. He's like, Dad, you're just plumb nuts, right? So absolutely. My buddy William Israel says that ask Horst to come visit me at the pre-TT. We have free roads and free people connection.
Wow. Yeah, good.
Nope.
This is the Southern 100 course. Yeah.
Nope.
It's the same. How is it called? Bill Road or something? Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, dude, Horst, I'm super excited for you for this season at the TT. I think the Classic's one of my favorites because that's where we get to see all the old school the carbureted bikes, right? You say carburetors now, people are like, what the hell is a carburetor? They have no clue.
Carburetor.
Yeah, they're like,
he spent so much time on changing jets on the carburetors. Actually, I was so happy when the fuel injection came, but now I'm back on the carburetors and I love it. Yeah.
So racing a classic bike, it's a different feeling. Is it more of a mechanical feeling?
I tell you something. The bike, you think you're much slower, but it's really fast. And the handling of the bike is so much better than a big bike, than a super bike. It's really better. And we have about 2 middle speaker pistons, so from the 900, the piston and the valves as well. So we have about around 150 horsepower on the back wheel. So this is 280, 285 fast. It is fast, but on the other side, if you go on the gas, it's not like a super bike. Like you need to have everything under control to keep it on the road. Like wow. It is whoop. It's smooth, and I think that makes it so fast. Like I said, I did nearly 125 miles on this one, 124.8, and it doesn't feel like that. It feels like woo. The bike is not shaking around. It's on the track. It's fast, but it's better rideable, and it's easier to bring it from one side to the other side. Yeah.
One question I have for you: Daytona International Speedway. When are you coming to do the Daytona 200, Horst?
I was in Daytona 2008, but there was already 600s only for the 200 miles race. But I brought about 7 friends together. Everybody put 500 euros in the box. So I sent the bikes over, and then we were here and we rented a big motorhome. And I asked them that I can stay inside the racetrack. So we stayed inside the racetrack, the shower and toilets we used from the gym that the stars are using for their warm-ups. It was we were really on a budget, and I got all the tires from Pirelli for free. But this was the tires they were left over from the years before. So we had about 10 tires, and we started with the worst ones, nearly unrideable. It was just on the last practice session where I had the first good tire on the bike. So actually, all the other practice sessions were all for nothing because you couldn't even ride. One side perfect, the other side whoop, because it needs to be so hard, and the first tires, they didn't work. But on the other side, the tires were for free. And I think I made it 2 times. We get a lot of. Here you didn't get any prize money, but there, if you get under the first 20, you get $4,000 or something at this time. And so I don't know what position I was, but for sure I got 2 times $4,000, and then that's how we paid the whole trip, because we had no money to go there. It was really funny. Yeah, we need to search for the bike on the very last afternoon before the first practice session, because the bike was never delivered to the racetrack. We need to find it somewhere, and then all the box where the bike was inside, everything was broken and stuff was going on. Crazy. But like I said, this was the best times when we had nothing, but we went everywhere to do everything. It was really good. And I'm with Brian McCormick.
Mm-hmm.
He's also racing the same team, the classic bike. And he said, we were in the same race in Daytona. We saw, maybe we were fighting about position, don't know, 17 or something. But it was really good fun. Yeah. And
Yeah.
One of the best races also what I did was going to New Zealand on the cemetery circuit. So if you have a good rider who wants to see something different, tell him to go in December to New Zealand to do these races. Really good fun. Really great people there.
Yeah, I've heard Cemetery was absolutely a proper mega race in town. It's a lot of fun. I'd love to make that too. We got with the Daytona coming up. It's actually next week. I'm leaving Wednesday to go. I can't wait. We got Danny Webb. It's good racing. Gary Johnson's going to be there. Peter Hickman, Davey Todd. Last year, Michael Dunlop was there too. which
Mhm.
it's an honor to see the you UK boys back over here in American soil, right? I hope Peter
Mhm.
wins. He got fourth last year, so we'll see.
He
We'll see.
is he is such a good 600 rider, but he is so big.
He's
I don't know.
big.
I thought one of the best races I saw racing him at the Ulster Grand Prix against Lee Johnston, and Lee
Yep.
Johnston is half of his size,
Dude, he's
and you
like
see
Danny
on the
Perdoja.
straight,
Yeah.
but on the brakes, speed up, whop, crazy, crazy good, yeah.
Yep.
So I don't know. It's not easy for him to win a 600 race. Too much weight. I think so. I don't. But but you never know. He's never complaining about anything. He's
No,
he's he's a good guy. He's a really good guy. Do you
yeah.
know that John McGuinness became second on the Northwest on the Daytona 200?
Mhm.
He was two times there, and I think he was two times on the podium. I don't know, but I think he was second. But that's what I know for sure.
Yep. And then
Yeah.
Davey Todd, I think it's going to be Davey's first year here at the Daytona 200. Huge fan of Davey Todd's too as well. Yeah,
If he has a bike, he's there on the front.
100%. Davey's one of those. I don't want to say rare talent, but to me, he's one of those guys that could just jump on anything and just be
Yes.
fast. So
Yeah, because he did all the racing.
because he's
That's
done
why
all the
he's
racing.
fast.
Absolutely right. It's
Yeah.
yeah, man. Absolutely.
Supermoto,
So yeah,
everything.
all of it. Do you watch a lot of my friends that professionally race, such as you? They really don't watch a whole lot of racing. Do you
No,
watch like MotoGP or
I
anything like
had
that? No.
no. Yeah, I watch MotoGP, yes, and Superbike, but there's no time, never. It's so much, I have my list. Now I'm sitting so much on the computer. I have 130 people for Northwest 200, 280 people in for TT, and so on. And then I'm doing Goodwood. All these fan trips I organize, all these houses, all these beds, and all these tickets, and all these grandstands, and Macau, Grand Prix, Goodwood, and I should organize a trip to the 24-hour race, Boulder, and I did 3 jet shows with John McGuinness now in January, and it's everywhere. Is so much time in it to make all these things happen. It's crazy, and I have every day I have a new idea. I'm so stupid. I should let it go. I already bought 7 Yamaha XSR 700s because I want to do like uh, tours through Switzerland and through Sardinia. But I have no time. I already paid for 5 of the bikes. I had no time to pick them up. It's just one in the garage down. All the rest is at Yamaha Switzerland. I had no time to pick the bikes up. I'm not very clever. I'm not very clever,
You're
but I
super
have
busy.
a lot of ideas. Yeah,
Yeah.
the kids, the house, the work, and everything. It's crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Running out of time. There's no time left. I think since 20 years, I was the first time this year that I was 2 days doing with 2 friends a tour here through Switzerland over the Alps. It's so beautiful, so beautiful. I forgot about it. I really forgot about it. Such a long time. But there is no time. You get up in the morning, all the things. Yeah,
Just flat out all the time. That's me. I'm flat. I work a full-time job. The podcast is full-time. I'm married. I got a son and 2 dogs. And it's just, but like you said earlier, I feel like if I didn't have this chaos around me, what's the point of even living? Then I'm bored, right? So I gotta have it to going all times that makes me just go, right? It's
You think about your kids. You think, oh my God, I need to get out of here. I need to get out of here. 2 days without kids. Wow, that was my dream. But already after half an hour, you think, what are they doing? Where are they? Where are they? It's crazy.
I miss
Yeah.
the chaos. Yep. Dude, I'm with you on that 110%. Horace, man, we've been on here for about almost an hour and 30 minutes, man. It's been an
Oh,
absolute
yeah.
honor to have you on. I do want to ask you some personal questions to get to know you away from all the I know you don't like to hear it, but the legend status that you are, right?
I'm not a legend at all. Never. I was never a star and I will never be. I had some good moments, but like I said, all out of nothing. Sometimes everything is good. And when you think, wow, now it's perfect. Now I can go. And like I said, after I broke the lab record on the Northwest 200, I thought, wow, now I coming back second year to the DD. I'm faster than all the British guys. I can. And I I couldn't go faster than the first year when I was there, and at the end I was in the helicopter to the hospital. This was all that I made. Yeah, this is not a legend, never a star. No, just a guy who loves to ride motorcycles.
To me, you're an absolute star, an inspiration to me in my life, and I enjoyed watching you race for all those years. But one question I have for you, man, is all this conversation we had, it's been all about racing and all this, but tell us something we don't know about you at all.
I already told you about I stopped school to start drinking. No, it was not drinking. It was not. That was I did it wrong. I just that was not that. But in this time, all of the young guys went out to have a beer at the weekend. Yeah. My problem was I never went back home again. Yeah. But uh, about me, I don't know. It's hard to say. I tell you something. When you're lying in hospital for months and you can't move from one side to the other or something, you have to think about all the things that happen to you. And I think doesn't matter what you do. Everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. I can't. Sometimes you're so lucky, crazy lucky, and sometimes something happens and you think, wow, that was really bad. Why? And half a year later you find out that saved your life. you know I broke my wrist. It saved my life because I had brakes on it from Brembo who blocks. They were blocking all the time, and we didn't find this out. It was in Imatra when I went over the crossroads, and otherwise I would find it out on the Isle of Man, but then there would have been no way to get away from it. But I had so many things in my life, and you think, yeah, everything happens for a reason. And like I said, my I always loved to go back to Macau,
Let's do it.
and yeah,
Let's do it.
no racing anymore there. And but at the end, my girlfriend now, she is from Macau. I met her almost 20 years ago, and it's crazy. It sometimes you think, wow, I never do this, I never do that. That's all gone. But it just you go to a race and something happens, and in 5 minutes later, your whole life changes. You never know if it's racing, if it's love, it's this or that. If everybody is like the kids are, everybody is well and everything is good, but the only things we think all the time is, wow, this guy has more money, he has this, he has that. Forget about all this shit. Nobody. We are we have the best time ever. We have warm water in the shower. Nobody had it. Don't know, million of years, nobody had it. And then like the guy said, if if I give you $10 million, would you be thankful? You, of course. Hey, thank you very much. But if I give you $10 million and you would not wake up tomorrow morning again, would you do it? No, of course not. So waking up tomorrow is more worth than $10 million. He said, yes. Think about it when you wake up tomorrow morning. And that's exactly what it is. Wake up in the morning, and it's more worth than $10 million and all the other problems you have, as long as everyone is healthy and everything is running so good for all of us. Don't think about what you miss, what you don't have. Think about what you have, and just just be thankful for what you have. Don't think about what the others have, because you don't know all the problems you get with everything. Yeah,
That's true.
that's the only way. That's the only thing I found out. What I thought: don't take yourself too important, and life is getting much easier. And that's why I'm not a legend. Just
Okay, Horst, I'm gonna let you have that one, but okay. um, uh, as we had the conversation actually before we went live, I listened to a lot of audiobooks. I'm actually currently listening to The Art of Racing in the Rain. It's an absolutely proper mega movie, and it's a great book too as well. Do you read? Do you have the time to read?
no, no. I
Mm.
have a lot of books here. Also from John McGuinness, and from Hans Peter Bolliger, and everybody. And I I I did not read one. I thought I read it later. I read it later. I know it's really good books. They're really good books, but I did not have time yet to read one. No, but I need to take the time, and it's so. I don't know why, but for me, reading a book, it changes something in your head. Watching a movie, it changes something for 20 minutes, but reading a book, it changes completely. You think about much more. It's getting much more into you than all the videos and movies. It's yeah,
It's more personable.
yeah. A book is different. A book is much more than a movie. Uh,
100%.
that's the only thing I know, but they still don't read it.
That's all right. Do you listen to any podcast?
No,
No.
I tell you, it's 24 hours. It's not.
He
It's
said, "I don't have time."
not it. Yeah, with the boys now, and they go to school in the morning, get up, get the breakfast, get them the lunchbox, bring them to school, and then you sit there. I do the first emails and things, and book here, pay this, do this, and then they're already coming back. So I need to have lunch ready, and then the afternoon back again, and this and that. It's it's never enough time. Never enough time.
It's
It's
not.
crazy. Yeah.
Do you cook? Are you a cook? Do you cook at home a lot? Or?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Of course. Of course. The, I need to cook for them, otherwise they have nothing to eat. But they eat all the time the same things,
My son's the
nuggets,
same way. He's
nuggets
the
and fries
same.
or something.
Yeah, dude. Straight up, it's chicken nuggets, French fries, and he
Yeah,
loves a BLT, carrots and
pasta,
cucumbers, and yeah, and
pasta. They
buttered.
love pasta, and
Yeah,
and and when they, you think I will never cook all this shit for my kids. This is not healthy. My kids only get healthy food.
yeah.
And how do you end up? Yeah, with chicken nuggets again. I have no idea. But a lot of ketchup. Here you go, and the bake and the cake afterwards, and
Uh,
a lot of sugar with chocolate muesli in the morning. It's only. I
I'm
would
living
love
in
to change it, but
right.
it's impossible.
Yeah, yeah. It's you pick and choose your battles, right? It's yeah, man, 110%. Let me ask you this: if you could have one superpower, what would your superpower be?
Super Bowl.
Mine would be teleportation. So I'd be like, Horst, I'll be in your living room in 2 seconds. Boom. And now we're sitting beside each
Yeah,
other doing a podcast. And
yeah, and
nope.
then I need the superpower to make you teleport back again. So I need the same superpower if you have this one. No, uh, actually, I don't know. It's not superpower. It's about I can't. The time that we are living is watching, don't know, MotoGP race, and one click later you see kids starving to death. I what I my superpower. I would like to have food for all the people in the world. That would be my superpower. Just this. I can't believe in what world we are living. I have no idea why, and I don't know why this happens. I have no idea.
Yeah,
I have
don't
no
either.
idea, and you cannot help everyone. It's just you try to give something, but it would never be enough actually. And when you buy something, I get older and older, and now I really start to think about why do I need this? I should give it to someone else. But on the other side, you give it, and I don't know if it really gets to the people who needs it. I have no idea. It's so much scam and things around. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, the world's definitely it's a different place than it used to be. And I call getting older, I call it getting younger, right? We're getting younger in age. We're not getting older in age because when we're born, we have no hair, right? When we get older, we don't have no
Yeah.
hair.
I'm here. I'm here.
Right,
No hair.
right. And then,
I'm ready.
right. And when you're a baby, you eat soft foods. When you get older, you go back to eating soft foods, right? So I just call it getting younger again. It's just the way that I guess
You
eases my mind.
you can't make it to the toilet. I know exactly all this stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I love it, man. I love it. Well, Horst, man, listen, this has been an absolute proper mega of a time. It's such an honor to have you on. One question I do have for you. This pertains to the TT. In your personal opinion, who had the greatest TT comeback? I know the list is long, but I'm going to give you two names to choose from. Mike the Bike Hellwood or Ian Hutchison?
Ian, he went through something. Mike the Bike Hellwood, this was crazy good, huh? He didn't take his wife with him, anything. He said he needs to concentrate on his comeback. And this was really big. But I say Ian Hutchinson, what he went through, nobody went through this. And then get on the top step again. Nobody deserves it more than him. This is just, you cannot imagine what he has been through. Crazy. This is, like they said, the miracle man. It is him. Yeah. When he came back, first race, Macau, and he won it. He was on a really good bike, he said, because I asked him 1 year later, also on the Yamaha, I won it. And he said, hey, what's going on? Last year, first race back, and you won it. And so he said, yeah, but this bike was on a different level. It was really good. It was so easy for him. But you couldn't do it if you are not that talent. If you're, and he is, but what he went through, I don't know. How many surgeries did he have on his leg? 60 or something?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow, all these years.
Yeah.
And he went back to the DD Barrett lap, big cage on his leg, jumping, Belaf Bridge, put the leg on the side out that he's not breaking, landing, boop, leg back on. He's the guy who deserves it to have the biggest comeback. I think for me, he is it.
Yeah, and he's back this year too, as well at the TT, correct? And
Sure.
He's coming back. Yeah,
I just read he's back on, and he's back on a Ducati for the Supersport race, and he already said it one time. I think I read something what he said, and he said like on the DT to being fast. He said, wow, he never, all the practice sessions he couldn't go faster than 124 miles with the 600, and he don't know what's going on. And race, he won the race, first lap 127, and every lap 127. And he said he has no idea why. No idea why. And I thought, yeah, I have also no idea why, but I'm far away from 127. and now Michael Dunlop was doing 130 on the 600.
Bro, that's insane.
How crazy is this?
Dude, and then Peter Hickman at what, 139 lap, right? 139 average speed on the super. It's just plumb nuts.
No, 136.
Oh yeah, 136. Do you ever think we'll see a 140 in the next 5 years?
No. No, this is now all sideways already. And
Yeah.
then, the 136 lap, this was on not on a super bike, on a super
Super
stock
stock.
bike.
Nope.
But
He said
this,
because it was easier to
you
ride.
know,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know.
It just goes to
The
show that
super
we
bike
don't
is
need
perfect.
it is, but it goes to show that we don't need 250 horsepower to go fast around.
There is no 250 horsepower. Think about a super bike. The race on the TT is 360 kilometers. What engine will last for it? And it's much more about going on the gas. How smooth does it come? It doesn't need like whoop. This is you cannot ride it. And if you have already 200 over 200 horsepower, and then you have for a super bike at the maximum you have 15 horsepower more. It's not much more because it's so many things now are standard now on the superbike engine. Your pistons, your conrods, your crankshaft, everything needs to be standard. You cannot change this. You just can make some work on the cylinder head. You can make more compression, but you don't need it. It's getting more rough. And then the standard engines are all so good. And if you have a 600 and you have 110 horsepower or 125, that makes a big difference. But if you have 210 or 225, it's not easy to bring 215 horsepower to the ground. And 15 more, sometimes they don't help you.
Yeah.
It's not much difference anymore. And the rest should be much better. Forks. It's much better forks, swing arms, everything, wheels, lighter wheels, everything. There's so many things that you think it must be so much better, but it isn't.
Yeah. Well, man, I hope that when you show up to the Classic TT race this year, you absolutely stand on that top spot, buddy. I'll be cheering you on 150% of the way. Let's go, Horst. Let's go. You can do it. Yeah. I'll be hooping and hollering for you from my TV screen because
I tell you something about the racing. I just said what's important or not, what stays in your memory and what's not. I tell you something. I was 2 times on the podium, third and second, and then Dean Harrison was always faster than me. And then the last year I was there, Dean Harrison had touched the wall or something in practice session, so he was out of the race. And I went there and I thought this would be the first time I could win every practice session, top 3, and I thought Dean Harrison's out of the race. I could win, and my engine was gone at the very first lap. So I did not win, but actually it doesn't matter, because the most important, or the thing that I will never forget in my life, was start number 1. Start number 1 on this superbike race. You stay there with number 1, and you are the first one going down Bray Hill. The whole island, the circuit, all the people, everybody's waiting for you to go down. But it's not about the people. It's you feel this connection to this racetrack. You feel Bray Hill is waiting for you, and you are the first one. It's so that moment when you're there with start number 1 going down Bray Hill, and I could do it 2 times. I had 2 times start number 1. This feeling was better than going on the rostrum after the race. this feeling to be going down number 1. This is crazy. This is so good.
It's the greatest feeling in the world for you.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. But only on this racetrack, It can only happen on this racetrack. It was really good.
Yeah, TT's a very special place. Absolutely in love with it. Listen, dude, I would love to sit back down with you after the TT and we could continue part 2 of this conversation.
After the Classic TT.
After the Classic, me and you will get back together and run another episode. Man, Horst, this has been absolutely a dream of mine to have you on my podcast. I was having a conversation with my wife. I was like, man, I want to reach out to Horst. Like I get anxiety and nervous, right? I was like, he's probably not going to reply back anyway. My wife's like, just do it. So I reached out.
Look, here's a picture on the wall.
Yep.
I love it. Going down from the crack, start number 1. Wow. I look at it every day. I'm not so romantic normally, but this is romantic for me. This is romantic. I don't need flowers, only on the elbow.
Right? I love it. I love it. But yeah, Horst, man, this has been absolutely amazing. This episode will be out on Spotify, All Heart, and all that here in about 20 minutes. I'll tag you. I'll send you the direct link. You know, if you ever decide you want to go back and listen to our conversation.
I'm sorry that I made a big mess with my answers, because now I thought you want to start, you know, at the beginning, but we were all over the place all the time. I'm sorry for that.
No, Horst, it's you know, this is part of the interview in the doing a podcast is my friends that come on, such as yourself. You know, when I ask that question, I leave it up to you to take it to wherever you want to take it, and I just ask the questions as you're speaking through your journey, right? So it's I feel like being a live podcast and doing it, it flows really well, and you never know where it's going to end up, right? We might talk about the earth being flat, alien, who knows where it's going to go, but that's the beauty of a conversation being live and raw, instead of being, you know, we're going to talk about this and this and this and this and this, and it feels like it's pre-staged, if that makes sense, right? So I like the open flow of doing live interviews instead of I'm gonna ask you this question and then ask you this question and follow up with this. It's because then you already know what to expect, right? If that makes sense. So yeah, well, Horst, listen, this has been an absolutely proper mega time. I've a dream come true for me to have you on the podcast, my friend. And I really appreciate, seriously, I really appreciate, I know how busy you are, and I appreciate you taking almost 2 hours out of your time to sit down and talk with this guy right here. So thank you, my friend.
I thank you for having me.
Now, listen, the honor's on mine. I can't wait to sit back down and do a part 2 with you. Yeah, is there anything you want? Obviously, you have a website. You guys can go to Horst Saiger's website and get
Saiger-Racing.
Yep. He's got it right there.
Saiger-Racing.com, and then you can book your next trip to Macau with me, or to the DD or the Classic DD or Goodwood or wherever. Yeah.
So if whoever's listening to this, that's going to be listening to this, if they're interested in getting in touch with you, how do they get in touch with you to sign up for the TT, or the information just to get there?
Yeah, but just through the website, you know, I have booking forms on it. It's impossible to do it with messages and everything, you know, otherwise we have a big mess with it, because it's just for DT also nearly 900 submissions and things, and we can only get 300 in, so we already half booked for 2027 already, and so it's always a 1 year in before, but you know, sometimes spots get available again, but for Macau or somewhere, it's much more easy. Just for the DD, you need to be 1 year before to book in, because during DD it's all booked out again for next year. And Northwest 200 is now getting the same. We have place for 100. I just got one more house, but it's already over 130 people, and it's not easy to get a restaurant for 130 people. I tell you, it's crazy. They just told me that they have not enough room for me anymore. So they pushed me out after years. I go there with over 100 people. It's getting too much for them now.
It looks like you guys are going to have to take a grill with you and just grill out for everybody, right? Throw a bunch of burgers on, brats and all that. Yeah, I love it.
It's going good. All good.
Well, good. I'm super excited for you, man. I listen, thank you so much again for coming on here. I'm a huge fan, huge supporter of you. I hope that you go out there and clean it up this year at the Classic TT, which I already know you're going to, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and say that. Yeah, man, it was an honor to have this chat, more so than anything. And I tell people this, it's an honor to be friends in what I call this very short life that we live, right? In order and to be able to make this connection, it means everything to me, man. So thank you again, Horst, for coming on the podcast.
I thank you for doing this stuff and keep on going.
I will. Trust me. I'm not going to stop at all. Let's go. Pin the gas, baby. Let's go. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, on that note, it's been an absolute honor to sit down with the legend Horst Saiger on the podcast today. Thank you so much. Again, this episode will be out here shortly everywhere. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon, Horst. I appreciate it. And I will see you at the TT, not this year coming up. I plan on 2027 is
okay.
Oncoming. So, but we'll stay in touch and all that good stuff. So I will talk to you soon, my friend. I appreciate it.
Okay. Bye-bye.
See you.
Have a good time.
You too, my man.
Calling all two-wheel enthusiasts, get ready to rev up your earbuds with Pin the Gas Podcast, the ultimate motorcycle racing podcast, hosted by Chris Simcoe, one of our very own excellent leaders here in Roanoke, Virginia. With expert analysis, behind-the-scenes stories, and exclusive writer interviews, Pin the Gas Podcast delivers the adrenaline rush of the racetrack straight to your ears. Whether you're a diehard fan or a curious newcomer, you'll gain insights that will transform how you watch and understand motorcycle racing. On your favorite podcast app, join Simcoe as he takes you on a high-speed journey through the world of motorcycle racing. Pin the Gas Podcast.
All right, Horst.